This is one of the most popular destinations in the world. Known as the City of Light, it's home to over 2 million people. Famous for its architecture, art, cuisine, and fashion, it's also the host to the 2024 Summer Olympics. But how did we end up here? Well, my friend David and I took the Eurostar from London through the English Channel, and I'd say we were motivated to go.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome, guaranteed.
Yeah.
This is my experience in the land of the baguettes and the croissants, the capital of France. It's Paris, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Paris.
My introduction to Paris was an interesting one.
Alright, so I'm here in France. We just made it to France. It looks very beautiful. Like when I turn the corner, I'm like, holy, this is actually France. Can't believe it. Although I will say, high key smells like piss. Which is, I know, totally not a good thing to say for a lot of people watching this, but it really does smell like piss.
Honestly, going to Paris was a spontaneous decision. I already had plans set for my England trip, but I figured I could squeeze in a day for Paris. Realistically, about 10 hours because I have to return back to London the same day. Definitely not enough time to experience Paris, but I'll make it work. I guess it's part of our Euro trip, as David calls it. I also have no itinerary going into this, so we're gonna have to explore spontaneously on the fly as well. Apart from the recommendations from friends and the internet, I found tons of places from the best, Google Maps. And just like anyone visiting Paris, we definitely have to visit the Eiffel Tower. That's our North Star that will lead us there. Or in this case, the Iron Lady. Things you have to be cautious about are scams and pickpocketing. There's a lot of scammers and pickpocketers, especially in the touristy areas. On our way up to the Basilica, we encountered the bracelet scam. These men would try to give us supposedly free friendship bracelets, but they were really adamant getting in my personal space. One of them grabbed my wrist to put on a bracelet and asked for money, while the other guy was surrounding behind trying to pickpocket me.
Literally almost got robbed in France. Just this guy was trying to give me something, but he was like really trying to grab my stuff. Insane. Anywho, I'm saying a bunch of bad stuff about France. It's not a good thing. It is beautiful though. Look at that background. Dang. Well, my head's in the way, but there we go.
Another one was the petition scam. It's a group of women asking you to sign something, supposedly for charity, and they start asking for money. And they can get really demanding and get in your personal space as well. I recommend you don't even interact with them. Keep on walking like you don't want to be bothered, enjoying life. I'm curious as to why the authorities don't do anything about it. I barely saw any police and security here while all these scams were happening. On a more positive note, the Basilica is beautiful and a must visit. Just be careful. You can also visit the famous street nearby, which is a long flight of stairs. If you're into walking, that is.
The Eiffel Tower's right in front of me, outside that window.
Nice. The city of Paris is relatively easy to get around. It's definitely a walkable city, but there are good public transportation options as well. You can take the buses, the trains, or the taxis, which make traveling easily accessible.
Wow, it's just like our New York City buses. Dang. And a lot of traffic you gotta deal with. Aw, where's this food? So sad.
Paris also seems very eco-friendly. I noticed many bike lanes throughout the city, and that people seem to actually respect the bike lanes compared to other places I've been. What I'm curious about is that a lot of street signs are posted on corners of buildings. Why is that? Does it make it easier to view when getting around as opposed to street signs on poles? Also, I don't think I saw a single stop sign in Paris. Looks like they're all replaced by traffic lights. I guess there's no need for stop signs here. The traffic lights got it covered. It definitely took some time for me to adjust to these differences. The architecture of Paris is beautiful. Walking through the streets of Paris felt like I was in a movie.
Oh, it's not even open, it's closed.
And exploring the neighborhoods, many of the buildings had a similar style or color that complemented each other well.
I'm using like 0.5 zoom, so like everything just looks more bigger than it is. The Eiffel Tower. Dang. Almost there.
From what I was told by locals, Paris used to look very different until the city was renovated in the 19th century. Much of how Paris looks today is due to that renovation.
This literally feels like Oblivion right here. Like we're in what? What's a place I could try to remember?
Kvatch.
Kvatch.
Skingrad, Anvil.
Yep, Anvil.
Shaden Hall.
Yep.
Shaden, I don't know. Chloral. Dang. We're in Oblivion. Woo!
This place is insanely beautiful. Like, amazing. It's the Pantheon. Yay.
My favorite champion in League of Legends. I'm like, I have to come here because my favorite champion is Pantheon. And I see the Pantheon.
I would consider myself notorious for not prioritizing my health during my travels. Typically, I would only eat snacks in the interest of time, but we're gonna put my health first here, meaning trying out the cuisine in Paris.
Americans in France be like,
Yeah.
dang. Look at this. Whoa. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I guess it's regular ketchup. They don't have ridiculously good ketchup here.
Damn. Americans in France be like, part 2.
We are be like that.
Look at this. Dang. Well, it's not as beautiful, but majestic.
The food in Paris, spectacular. Some of the dishes were simple, but effective. The presentation was amazing, the taste was amazing, and the champagne was amazing too. Magnifique.
Champagne in France.
My travel stomach was on diet mode, but having this delicious food, my stomach is like, wait, are we done traveling now? What is this good food you're giving me? And this was probably the best good meal I had in a while. A well-deserved meal for our travels.
So I'm at a cafe in Paris with the Pantheon behind me, and it's probably like a once-in-a-lifetime thing ever. For some reason, on this side of the river, it's a lot nicer than the other side. It's very beautiful, the atmosphere is amazing. I think it's really interesting that they still have smoking. They still smoke here, and that's not an issue. It's been amazing.
Alright. Now we're on a lunch break, eating at the Pantheon Cafe, I believe, right next to the Pantheon. So far, so good. I know I've been complaining a lot about it, but at the same time, there's so many great things about the city here. And yeah, I actually need to sit down and rest and also eat up too, because got a long way to go after here. So one of the next stops, Eiffel Tower, and we'll figure it out from there. So, and I can't miss my train back because I'm heading back to London the same day. So wish you could stay here longer, but hey, it is what it is, right? Got to work with what you got. So it's crazy how like a lot of the French, they can understand Spanish and some parts of English as well. It's just like, damn, I could actually practice my Spanish here in France. Almost at the tower. We're getting there.
There were lots of cuisines to try, but so little time. Definitely open to recommendations, so let me know. Going into France, I had the mentality that French people tend to be rude, especially towards non-French speakers, based on the stories I've heard from others. But that was not the case for me. Despite the scammers, people in Paris are cool. And while I can't speak for everyone, every place is gonna have its good, bad, and ugly people. You're always gonna have those mean people, just like anywhere else in the world.
Look at these trees. It's very pretty.
Another thing I've heard is that supposedly the French prefer that you speak to them in Spanish over English, but I don't know if that's true. It did prompt me to speak in Spanish more. I definitely don't know French, but I do know a bit of Spanish, un poco. Back at the restaurant, I would make small talk in Spanish for ordering the food. but the waitress spoke a little too complicated Spanish, so I immediately switched to English.
Really confusing people. I'm like speaking in Spanish. I'm like, hablas inglés, and then I switched to English. They're like, I don't know how to respond to this guy in Spanish or English. So I'm really giving people here a mind, basically. All swagged out here in Paris. Double glasses, we gotta do it like this.
And here we are, guys. We made it. The Iron Lady, the Eiffel Tower. What a journey. Totally worth it. The Eiffel Tower is glistening. Wish I was able to see it light up at night.
You can see the elevator. That's crazy. What do you think, Rob?
€1.
No gracias.
Más barato.
Damn, look at this. Amazing. Biggest tower I've seen in my life. Pause, that's what she said.
The Iron Lady is truly beauty. What an icon.
Speak English?
No gracias.
Hi, where you from?
He's like, wait, you speak English?
That's getting so old.
Is it on me?
It's on both of us, I think.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
it's getting so old. Those people just constantly trying to, whatever that is.
No habla inglés.
People try to trick you into whatever that is, where they show you papers or try to put stuff on your arms and they grab you, and it's annoying. Very irritating.
But of course, I didn't forget about the famous Arc de Triomphe, the busiest traffic roundabout in Paris. I feel like I would get a heart attack having to drive through this. Oh, and John Wick was filmed here. Well, we had a few hours left, so we explored the areas we missed.
One take one.
Dogs just jump in, look at them.
It's ready to jump in. Yeah. Hey! Dang. Swimming to the other side too. It's just trapped in there.
And of course, we needed to have a deliciously full dinner before we left.
I love how they gave us the regular menu, the drink menu, and a big ass recommendations menu. That's insane. Dang. And it's all in French too, so great for figuring this out. One final last meal with David before he departs.
Before I depart to Germany.
No. How'd you feel?
Amazing. It's been like a dream this entire time.
And I finally tried snails for the first time. Definitely an interesting taste. It's not bad, but it's weird trying it for the first time.
One of the common tourist games is the cup and ball trick. I will teach you how to beat the simple children. This is gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
Are you preparing for revenge travel to Paris or another big city like this?
Like, I'll show them.
Yeah. Also start preparing. How it's
Oh, that was the last part of France, the Arc Loop. It's been great, and the good thing is that Paris is gonna have their Olympics in 2024, so kind of insane to me how like here is already pretty busy. I just imagine what the Olympics will be like, just crowds of people heading over to the stadium. But yeah, it's been nice, Paris. It's been real.
Paris, you've been great. The food, the passion, the vibes, love it. Shout out to the French. Shout out to my awesome viewers. Y'all the real MVP for watching all the way through. And shout out to David for recommending and accompanying me on this trip. You can check out his channel in the description below. I genuinely wished I had more time for France. There are so many beautiful cities missed, and I would love to pay them a visit. Another time for sure.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. Okay, I'm gonna try my best not to butcher this. Merci beaucoup d'avoir regardé. Au revoir. Okay, at least I tried, alright? It's been real. You're amazing, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.